galvanise a lot of guys that you really haven't played cricket with, and different knowledge of the game and different ways to play the game as well. It opened your eyes, and I'm just grateful for this opportunity.
Last week, that's been tough on you personally.
That definitely has been. Not just a member for my family, obviously the fans out there that support cricket and Australian cricket. So, I'm responsible for that. That's my fault. And it's why I've had some tough times, but I'm an adult, I'm big, strong, and I'll move forward and keep continuing to move forward and making sure I'm doing the right things at the right time to keep playing the best cricket I can.
Hello Javid, and Dr. Adnan from Matchpoint e-Awaaz from Toronto. So first of all, welcome to the Canada and welcome to the cricket. We were wishing to see you and Street back in the business, and yesterday we saw a brilliant effort, and right now we have enjoyed plenty of good effort on the boundary and a magnificent catch. So very good cricket and congratulations to you. So in your team today, I was not expecting Ali Khan and Junaid Siddiqui, how they were bowling, little unknown names. Although Junaid is playing for the Canadian team and for the OCA, a lot of efforts along with Ryan Pathan he was doing. So how about these guys?
Yeah, they're very, very good cricketers in their own right. I think what lifts people in these tournaments is the people that you have around you. It's the experience that these guys get to play with. There's big names in this tournament, and I think you'll see a lot more of the guys that you don't hear too often be stars in this tournament. I think the way that they bowled today was very well, and that's dictated by obviously how many runs you got on the board as well. But with 10 and over to get 10 overs gone, you're always in a contest and there's always pressure. But they handled themselves very well, and I thought Darren Bravo played well as well. Good innings.
Yeah, and one more thing, the Ben McDermott, we were seeing him in the 2015 World Cup in the nets. So his dad, he was one of the dream breakers for a lot of the opposition. So what about the Ben and his future?
Yeah, look, he's got a bright future. Look at his big bash results. He smacked them out of the park at home. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a good player. I think he's going to be a very good player he is now, but in the future he definitely will. I think he definitely will play cricket for Australia.
Dave, you seem to get most of the blame for the scandal 3 months ago, and you copped a lot of the news stories as well, and seem to get most of the news. What do you say to people that say you shouldn't be playing this tournament, you shouldn't be playing all the 12 innings? There's a lot of people on social media have been saying that, they're off cricket, they're off you, because of that incident.
Well, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and if I look back and look at the past that's happened and the sanctions that have been handed down by the ICC, it is what it is. And for us to come out here and play the game that we love, we're very fortunate for that. We're grateful for that opportunity that Canada Cricket have given this opportunity, and critics will be critics. That's at the end of the day, that's why they're behind the keyboards. They do what they do, and we just move forward and just try and ignore that.
You have been away from cricket for a while. There's anything specific that you would like to achieve in this tournament?
Get more than one run. Fielding was very good, but look, for me it's about getting back into the rhythm of cricket again, making sure I'm putting my best foot forward for this tournament, making sure that I'm putting 100% effort in all the time, giving advice to the guys that don't get the opportunity to play on the big stage as well, and just to compete. It's been a long 3 months for myself, thinking that I probably wouldn't be over here, but it's a good opportunity. I'm excited about it, and I look forward to the rest of the tournament. Yeah, well, they approached myself and my manager at home, and I thought, being at home for the last 12 weeks was great for me, great for my mind. There's a lot of mental scars after the Ashes, and that probably saw my form and maybe Steve as well. The one-day series against England, it takes a lot out of you. And moving on to the South Africa and then what happened, it was really, really tough, and we're responsible for that, and we're moving on. But to get back out here and play cricket is really good for us mentally. I was excited about the opportunity and chance to actually come here and play, and to do what we love. You can't sit at home and dwell on what's happening in the market and move forward. And I felt that this was a great opportunity to get back out there and just play cricket and be happy.
Sharpness from next TV United States. Coming back to cricket in this tournament, at half time, the score 203 that you guys made, what were you thinking at that time? Because yesterday 227 got chased down. One thing, and the other thing, where Australia played in their recent series against England, you must have been missing that.
Yeah, so if I go to your first question, you're in this game no matter what. If you've got wickets in hand, you can chase anything. And, you know, we saw the totals yesterday, but I don't think that wicket reflected on that total. I think, you know, sometimes execution of the bowling wasn't there. We saw we got a lot of probably freebies, and that probably allowed us to keep going with the momentum. I felt that they bowled pretty well during the middle period. We changed our arm a little bit, and you know we played some high risk shots, and we got away with them. That allowed us to get to 100. And on the flip side, 10 overs in, it's about backing your best bowlers, and you saw there with Dwayne, he bowled himself, and our main bowlers, you know, the two overs at the end. We knew if they're going to get 50 or 4 balls, we deserve to win.
Last two questions. This
Second part,
one question back.
Dave, this is the first time we've heard from you since return from South Africa. Can you just clarify how your relationship with Steve Smith is? There was some scuttlebutt about a potential trip between the two.
Yeah, that's just what happens. You know, you're always going to get that impression, or people are going to get that impression. But me and Steve, we're good mates. You know, if people hang in the hotel, I see us, you know, hanging out with each other and stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, it was a big thing that happened, and for us, you got to handle it in an individual way, and then how you handle it collectively. And we haven't really been able to catch up because he's been away. You know, Cameron's been in Perth, and I've been doing right. I've got family home, so it's been hard. But this has been good. We caught up and had numerous chats, and I'm sure we'll hang out plenty more in the same hotel.
So your first time in Canada, you played all over the world. Is any condition different than other places? And the second is like how Canada treating you?
Canada's treating us very well. You know, people are very humble, and we're excited to be here. If it's different, I'd say that the outfield's never been that long. And I think all the boys in there just talking about how heavy their legs are. So it's something we're going to have to get used to. But you know, overall, it's exactly like a normal cricket venue. You've got a wicket, but the park and the serenity is amazing.
And last question then.
So, how has it changed your outlook on cricket and life, and how do you think it's changed you?
Well, I think if you're stuck inside this tent for 360 days, you probably 65 days, you probably go insane. So, in the bubble that we've been in for the last sort of 6 or 7 years, you need time out, and I think this 12 months is going to be a good reflection upon myself as a person and a character, as a dad and a family man. As I said, the last 12 weeks has been tough, but it's enabled me to spend a lot of time with my family, and that's something that I always cherish every day. You know, to have my daughter on FaceTime and say that she misses me, loves me, and she wants to come over here and watch cricket. I'm excited that you know they want to get back into it as well. And, you know, it's just those things that we miss. You know, I'm extremely grateful for cricket and what it's brought me. The game owes me nothing, and that's what I'm saying. To be here is you know, I'm just so grateful for Canadian cricket to have this tournament. You know, as I said, it's a reflection of what we do day in, day out. It's tough on the road, all 3 forms, but a lot of time in this next sort of 8 months to 9 months to ponder and to think about what my future holds. And I'm as grateful for this opportunity to be back out of the cricket.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thanks,
man.
David. Thanks, mate.
Hello to all of you, another episode of Match Point by Dr. Adnan, and these feeds are again coming from the Maple Leaf Cricket Ground, and we are on the day 2 of the Canadian Global T20 Cricket Tournament, where today was the second match between the Winnipeg Hawks and Montreal Tigers. So usually what we were telling and the story I was briefing to you was that Winnipeg Hawks and Montreal Tigers will be all between Latish Malinga and David Warner, but unfortunately we couldn't see the either way. Neither the burst of Malinga and the deadly Yorkers, nor the outburst of David Warner, for which he is famous for. The rejected Australian captain Steve Smith, yesterday we saw for the Toronto Nationals amazing run chase record for the Darren Sammy team, and they made the new trend setting in the global T20 cricket Canada on the day one while chasing the 228 runs in 20 overs. Rather, I should say less than 20 overs. So, what's on? Today, Winnipeg Hawks beat Montreal Tigers by 40 runs. 40 runs is a huge margin in the T20 cricket, and today it was totally one-sided game between both the teams, and it was never in their control. If I go back towards little bit in the beginning of the game, so I will tell you that the game was the toss was won by the Montreal Tigers, Latish Malinga, and Latish Malinga, I think he saw there is no depth in the pitch. There is no, there was nothing in the pitch. But I think Latish Malinga was focusing on, like all other skippers, as what they were thinking, that chase, and do chase, and make the things possible. So, Latish Malinga team put David Warner's and Dan Bravo's Winnipeg Hawks into the bat. So, after they put to the bat, Lendl Simmons was bowled by Walker on 36 runs. Later on, David Warner, we were expecting some huge outlash from him, but unfortunately David Warner couldn't exhibit some fireworks, and he was out on one. He was bowled by Malinga. And then came the Ben McDermott. He is the man of the match, and he was the man of the day too. Ben McDermott, if most of you are not knowing, I may tell you who is Ben McDermott. He is the son of Greg McDermott, who is the dream breaker for his oppositions and dream breakers. If you remember the 1987, 4th November 1987 semi-final being played in Lahore, that was the first semi-final of the 1987 Cricket World Cup. So in that World Cup, Greg McDermott and the Bruce Reid destroyed Pakistan batting lineup and shattered their dreams of becoming the world champion and going to then Calcutta, where the first ever final was played on the Asian grounds, and Pakistan dream was buried in Lahore because of that man. So his son Ben McDermott became Greg McDermott, but the team was not Pakistan. Team was this time Montreal Tigers. Ben McDermott, the wicketkeeper batsman, he was bowled by Cooper, catch Hendricks on 68, and then Devin Bravo, who was bowled by Malinga later on. But after the initial damage was done, he made the 54, and things were out of the Malinga's fingers and hands. And the David Miller, who has been said to be the killer Miller from the South African killer Miller, who is my killer Miller also. His assault of 35 on 15 balls was the end of story and the last nail in the coffin by the Winnipeg Hawks. And then the Devin Bravo, who just supported him at the end, making the 5 runs, 4 extras, and the total of 203 at the loss of 4 wickets. Then came the batting, and now after the batting, so huge target for Montreal Tigers. But if you go to the day number 1, we can say not the huge target, because yesterday this total was achieved and very easily and comfortably by Darren Sammy, by Steve Smith, and lot of Toronto National players, and they played a very good innings and ultimately winning and chasing unbelievably 228 runs made by the Chris Gayle team, Vancouver Knights. But nothing happened like this. So just before going to the innings of the Montreal Tigers, I want to tell you that the Winnipeg Hawks were playing, and when they made 203 runs, what happened to the bowlers? Malinga was again, although his magic couldn't work for his team, but again he was the pick of the bowling. So what happened? Peter Siddle 4 overs, 0 wickets and 51 runs. Latish Malinga 4 overs, only 19 runs. He was deadly strict and miser in giving runs, and he took 2 wickets. Sunil Narayan's 4 overs, and he was little expensive with 35 runs and no wickets in his pocket. And then comes the Kevin Cooper, 3 overs, and I think he was the treat and the gift for Winnipeg Hawks, as in the 3 overs he gave away 45 runs and he took only 1 wicket. And Devin Smith, 1 over he threw 0 wickets and 10 runs, and this was the end of the innings. So then come the chase by the Montreal Tigers, but the earlier Devin Smith and Sunil Narine, they started the batting for Montreal Tigers. As we have seen that Sunil Narine has been discovered as a batsman also during the days when he was playing for the franchise Lahore Qalandar in the Pakistan Super League PSL. So again this time we were expecting the huge outburst from the Sunil Narine, that he will make something possible and he will do something, but at the end of the day he couldn't do. Devin Smith catch Warner, bowled Ali Khan on 0. The start was very amazing, all set for the Winnipeg Hawks, and the second, then the Sunil Narine was immediately retired hurt after making the 16 runs, and then Moses Hendricks, he was bowled by Junaid Siddiqui on 23 runs. So 2 names I am telling you, this thing I did ask Warner also, because I was underrating them for the today's match. These 2 guys, Ali Khan and Junaid Siddiqui. Ali Khan and Junaid Siddiqui, the 2 Pakistani born players who are right now playing in the USA and in the Canada. Junaid Siddiqui, as I told you about, that he is playing in the Canada. He was from the OCA, Ontario Cricket Academy, and later on joining the team became the mates of Ryan Khan Pathan and mates of Rizwan Cheema. But the other guy, Ali Khan, might be you would not be knowing who he is. So he is from the city of Attock. Where is Attock? Attock is about 40 to 50 kilometers away from the capital city Islamabad. I guess not more than 1 hour journey from the Islamabad, and little bit if you go towards the north and then you reach this city. Earlier he was raised in the city of Attock and he was playing cricket over there, and a lot of cricket he has played in that very city, and later on he moved to the USA, United States of America, where his true talent was discovered. Might be he couldn't have played from the Pakistan, but later on when he started playing from the city of after the city of Attock, when he reached the USA, his proper cricket was started over there, and later on he went to the CPL for seeing the joining the professional league, and he was the part of Guyana Amazon Warriors, and where he was groomed, and lot of players, he was having the edge in this global T20 because he is knowing a lot of players because of his work in the CPL and playing the Caribbean Premier League. He is knowing a lot of players there, and that's why you can see his confidence where we saw him today bowling, batting and everything. He was all the time, he was in the game. We never saw him out of the game. So these 2 guys, big potential and lot of potential, and big they could be become the big heroes in the oncoming times, in the future times for their teams, respective teams, whether they are Guyana Amazon Warriors or they are the Winnipeg Hawks. So later I go down, I want to tell you that 1 down, then the Moses Hendricks came to the bat and he made 23. He started building the inning for Montreal Tigers, but after some time we saw a collapse and he was bowled by Junaid Siddiqui. Junaid Siddiqui bowled him brilliantly when Hendricks was all set. Might be you would not be knowing about the Moses Hendricks, so I may tell you about this man, that right now Football World Cup is going on and you will be following obviously Cristiano Ronaldo from Portugal. So this man is very much Portugalian. I mean, he was born in Portugal, but later on at the very tender age of 1 year he moved to Australia along with his parents, and when he moved to the Australia he went there and he played with the New South Wales and lot of teams, and then he played Australian cricket, then the Big Bash. So he's having a lot of experience of playing with the Australians, and he was knowing Warner and the other mates very well. But this man Hendricks couldn't do much damage. He made 23 on the 27 balls, and later on he was out. And then George Worker came and he was bowled by right Amrit. Amrit, you will be knowing, he was the reserve players and the alternate players who came to the Qazafi Stadium Lahore after a lot of players refused in the Pakistan Super League. season 2. So after the Emirates, Sunil Narayan came to the action again as he was retired hurt, but he couldn't resist much. He wanted to accelerate and he wanted that his team needs, so he padded up again and again came, but Sunil Narayan was caught by Ali Khan. First the Ali Khan was doing damage with the one hand, but right now Ali Khan started doing the damage with both the hands. He was caught by Ali Khan, bowled DJ Bravo, and DJ Bravo was doing his DJ things when the cheerleaders were dancing behind me, and he was dancing with them, and why not? He should be a happy man as Winnipeg Hawks on a strong route. And then came the Sikandar Raza, who was bowled by Ali Khan. Again Ali Khan bowled him, Sikandar Raza, and got Lendl Simmons. So Sikandar Raza and Ali Khan both are the Pakistani players, but right now not in the Pakistan. About the Sikandar Raza, I will tell you some fun fact that Sikandar Raza is a Zimbabwean player, and right now he is having lot of problems and issues with the cricket Zimbabwe, so that's why he is not touring the Zimbabwean team, who is going to play the match with Australia, Aussies and Pakistanis later on Sarfraz Ahmed's team this very month. So he tried to travel towards Canada for this global T20 league. So Sikandar Raza, I will tell you that this fellow is a Pakistani fellow who was born in Sialkot, raised over there, and his mission was to become the pilot, the chief pilot, and later on on his mission his father took him to Lahore, and there they found that there is some defect in the vision. And after this defect was found, he was declared unfit for the major sports and unfit for the major flying conditions. So later on this fellow moved to the Zimbabwe Chaldean University for his admission and for further studies, and there he was going as the top to become slipper in the Zimbabwean team, and ultimately the dream came true. He couldn't wear the green shirt, and he couldn't the final man of the match because of his outburst in the beginning, taking the game away from the Letish Malanga Montreal Tigers. So this is it from here, from Toronto Maple Leaf Cricket Ground, and tomorrow there will be 2 matches as we are progressing towards the weekend, and now it's a time for the double header. Double header is progressing now. On the day 1 and day 2 there was only one game, but now it will be a double header. First game will start on 11 a.m. in the morning, and the second game will be as usual about 4 o'clock. Dr. Adnan says you bye bye from Match Point. Take care and bye bye.